is the chief of staff. He's filling that role, which is an off-field role. But he's there for games and things. You see him on the sideline. You can't miss him because he's Ed Reed. You know what Ed Reed looks like. You know what I mean? He's just not on-field coaching. He's not the safeties coach. So I'm not going to say that we're not using him. But, I mean, Ed Reed was a defensive assistant with the Buffalo Bills previously. He is holding this role as chief of staff. If he really wanted to be an on-field coach, then Manny, we need to have a talk, you know. But Ed Reed himself said when he interviewed, when he took the job as chief of staff last year, he has a high school aged son who lives in the Atlanta area, so he's up there most of the week, being with his family, and will still telecommute, so he'll still be call into meetings. Obviously, everybody's distancing now, so he was ahead of the game with videos and Skyping and all those kind of things, but being there when he needs to be there. So this was a role that we kind of tailored to fit him and where he was and what he wanted to do. But if Ed Reed seriously, honestly and truly wants to be an on-field coach, and again has already had coaching experience in the NFL. He was not the defensive backs coach. He was a defensive assistant. But then again, we're also talking about Ed Reed, guys. So we're not talking about a guy who had, 2 tackles in 1 season in 3 games or something. Like, this is Ed Reed we're talking about, who knows the game so well. Well, played it to an elite level. NFL Hall of Famer, assistant coach already, or a defensive assistant in the league. And again, everybody knows the story. He decided to play a specific coverage wrong for 2 seasons, to put it on film for 1 play, eventually against Peyton Manning, where he's going to give him that look. And I've been intentionally playing this coverage wrong and doing this other tendency because I know Peyton's going to see that. And then he's going to try to go up the sideline and I'm going to fake like that, turn and go where I need to be. Not this year, but next year when we played them, and I'm going to get the interception, and did it. This is the kind of football brain this guy has. Demonstrated. Go look at his NFL films. It's a wonderful thing. Everybody talking about, oh my God, and he came from, he said, no, I did that on purpose. I intentionally baited him for 2 seasons on film. Bro, come on. If he wants to be an on-field coach, make it work. I don't care what you got to do. I don't care who needs to go, make it work. If he's being for real.
That example reminds me of 2 NFL films gems, one in which it dovetails right into this, where Brady and Belichick are in Belichick's office talking about the upcoming, I believe it was a playoff game against the Ravens, just talking about how Ed Reed was the smartest football player they ever had to go up against, and just talking about, how phenomenal he was in disguising looks and doing just exactly what you're talking about there. The other one is one of those NFL greatest games, NFL films productions that they put together that are phenomenal. And it was the Cowboys Steelers 79 Super Bowl, where Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris were talking about how Terry Bradshaw was so dumb that they baited him into a play that they thought he would make the decision, but he was too dumb to see what he was supposed to see. So they got burned because he wasn't one of those deals.
I love it. Polamalu was better than Reed. Get out of my face. Absolutely not. Get out of here.
No. Okay.
No.
Did they actually say that? Oh, Luke Walker's saying that.
Luke Walker said that. Yeah, no.
Okay, I was reading in order, and I thought he was saying that in response to Dan Morgan. Obviously, they play different positions.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, that, sure, but no.
Maybe.
No. And Polamalu was damn good.
Sure.
So don't make the mistake of me saying that Ed Reed was better for saying that Polamalu was trash. I did not say that. That is verifiably false. However, it's also verifiably false that anyone saying that Polamalu was better than Ed Reed. No, sorry. No, buddy.
You can make all sorts of comparisons in different sports about great all-time slam dunk Hall of Famer, but then this other guy's just probably the greatest of all time. And that's what you have with Polamalu, Ed Reed. That's just what you've got. You've probably got a top 10 safety of all time, and then you've got arguably the greatest safety of all time.
Exactly. Like, there's levels to this. And though Polamalu is at an extremely elite level, there's a rarefied air, which is where Ed Reed and his career were.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that started because somebody asked, I believe it was the Rod Favre asked the greatest player of all time in Miami football history.
Man, that's so tough.
I hate that in football just because it's so difficult to compare positions.
Yeah.
Because they're so different.
Exactly. I mean, it's just, I think, I was going to say something, but I might try to turn that into some content over the summer or something. But just like one, just like, I don't even know where to start. And especially like at a program like Miami, you know what I mean? You're not talking about Buffalo, where it's like, oh, Khalil Mack, duh. You know what I mean? It's not like that, where it's just like, oh, there is a singular answer. You know, like we've been blessed with greatness and having had so many amazing, incredible players. Even like players that you forget about. Remember, go back a couple minutes previous in this video, and I struggled to remember the name of Gino Torretta, who won the goddamn Heisman Trophy at Miami. You know, those are the kind of quarterbacks that Miami has had come through this program. Now extrapolate that out to pretty much every position on the field.